So today we're here with Heidi Roizen, who has recently agreed to join
Draper Fisher Jurgensen.
Thank you. Heidi, since this is geared towards international teams of startups, entrepreneurs, what are the 3 or 4 elements that are really important to have in a pitch? What will get you engaged? What will win you over?
Well, I think the 2 things that are very important is the size of the opportunity and the people who are doing it. That to me it's that combination, right? If it's a big opportunity but the people don't seem up to the task, that's a deal killer for me.
How do they convey that though? So they come in, they start presenting, what grabs you? You look at them, or their opportunity?
To me what really grabs, first of all, before they've even come in, they've given me some idea of what the opportunity is, the elevator pitch.
Right.
And they've given me some idea of who they are. And they don't necessarily have to be very experienced people. A lot of people are coming right out of college or right out of grad school, right out of a company, but they have to be able to articulate what is the problem that they're trying to solve.
And is there really a problem?
And is there really a problem, right? Now, sometimes companies are founded on the idea that we have a cool technology and we don't know what the application will be. That is very rare. There is a lot of fairy telling around that, quite frankly. I think more often it's, here's a problem that we have experienced or that we've seen customers experience.
Right.
Here is our solution, and here's why we are the people who can make this happen. That's what we're really looking for. And I think if there is the opportunity to really articulate that in a story, in a demonstration, I think the more, even if you don't have your product ready, if you can have some form of a prototype, if it's a physical product, if you can have some form of screen captures, if it is a software product, something like that that's going to help me understand what it is you're trying to accomplish and how it really look and feel to be a user and to experience it.
So exactly going towards that, how important is storytelling? Or being able to tell your technology in a story, especially if it's a complicated one?
I can tell you that the worst pitches are when someone comes in, has a lot of dry data and reads their slides to me.
Yes, with their back to you.
I can read their slides just by myself.
Right.
The best stories are when someone comes in and articulates, this is the problem, this is the solution, here's how big this market is, and here's why we're the people who can do it. And any material that they're using supports that. Interesting pictures, interesting data, interesting, again, the product itself. The product should speak for itself, right? There should be something very compelling in that. I think that the more, honestly, the best techniques of any form of giving a persuasive argument, any form of good salesmanship, any form of good showmanship is fantastic. Now, I'm not saying you should come in and juggle and spin plates and put up a bunch of video that doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to be artificial
sales.
because your genuine nature is part of what we're looking for as well. But I think being able to tell a compelling story, also recognizing we have very little time to capture the attention, which is the other problem I see sometimes. The entrepreneurs spend...
We have to hold on.
Very real time here at Stanford.
Very real time.
Sometimes an entrepreneur spent 10 minutes and you still don't know what problem they're trying to solve.
That's why I asked them to at least find a story to convey that with. If they're having problems with English and they're not. Which leads to the next question: is what do international startups, entrepreneurs, what should they watch out for? I mean, English, of course, is one of the
English.
What else?
Of course, if you're teaching in English, it might be best to have someone there who knows you well, who can be helpful. Keep your pitch simple, to bring your backup material, and to always understand you can say, I don't know, I'll get back to you.
Great.
That is an acceptable answer. That is, in fact, I prefer that to some blustery answer, which isn't the truth. I think the other thing, and last year I spent 5 months living and teaching in Edinburgh, in Scotland.
Did you? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and so I had the opportunity to be part of an entrepreneurial ecosystem that was outside of Silicon Valley.
Yes.
And I think the biggest thing that I learned is that almost every startup today is global.
Yeah.
The competition is global. The idea that you could be competing with someone in Shanghai or Mumbai or Estonia or Silicon Valley is the truth. And there is very little today, particularly as it relates to technology, consumer electronics, the areas that I deal with, there is very little that is only going to maintain and sustain in a local environment.
Right.
So I think every entrepreneur has to think about that, and every entrepreneur has to be aware of what's going on globally in their space and in their sector, because it is going to matter, even if their initial test runs might be in a particular local economy or country.
Is there anything, I was asked to ask you that, is there anything that, of the foreignness, of the being different, that international entrepreneurs have that come here, that they should keep, or are we asking them to really understand how Silicon Valley works and adapt?
Well, Silicon Valley is successful because it's a melting pot. And because I think one of the fascinating things about Silicon Valley that was pointed out to me last year by another entrepreneur is there's almost a critical mass of any subculture here in the Valley. If you're from India, if you're from China, if you're from Estonia, if you're from Finland, I don't care where you're from, if you're from Pakistan, there is a group of entrepreneurs here you can find and you can help each other out and nurture each other and be a community, in addition to joining the larger community. I think by nature of the fact, any entrepreneur who comes to Silicon Valley to try to pursue their dreams is already in the top 1% of anywhere else because they made the effort to come here. And I find that some of the entrepreneurs from somewhere else are the most tenacious.
Absolutely.
Because they had to get here to do it. Yeah. And so I think being different, understanding global, understanding economies outside of our own is a win. You know, that's a positive. And so I don't think you should lose your uniqueness when you're
very nice. That's very nice. Last question. Do you have one pitch that was really bad or really good? Okay, here we go. That's a nice break.
I can give you an example of a classic entrepreneurial mistake which leads to a very bad pitch.
Okay.
It is being so protective of your information that you protect yourself into obscurity. And so I've seen pitches where an entrepreneur won't meet with me unless I sign an NDA, which I and most VC will never do. No. And then they will protect their data, protect their, there's a way to tell a story without showing me your secret sauce. And that's okay. I can believe, ultimately before we invest, we may need to have some validity of the secret sauce.
Right.
But you can tell the story, the problem, and the way you're going about the solution without giving away your trade secrets.
At least in the initial pitch.
Absolutely. And so I think that that's a classic mistake entrepreneurs make. The other one, I gotta close with this. Two things that's so funny. In every pitch I've ever been in, number one, they get awkward email while their slides are up because they leave their email open.
That's
and
hilarious.
The second one is halfway through the pitch. It says either plug in your computer or you're going to run out of battery, or it says your battery is now fully charged. Those pop up. And so I say to entrepreneurs, turn off your email, turn off your cell phone, and make sure your battery's fully charged.
That's
simple etiquette.
Fabulous. Great. Thank you so much.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me.
I appreciate you meeting with me.
Sure.
Wonderful.